Hello and welcome back. In this short lecture, we're going to learn about what exactly the conditional access, and we're going to do a demo on within the Intune with the conditional access. Uh, to begin with the conditional access, before jumping into the conditional access, we need to understand our security is most concern nowadays, because it's not just for the on-premises, even for the cloud also the security is a key aspect that we must have to validate the end user's identity with specific to the access, because the end users are logging from anywhere from it could be applications, it could be devices, multiple devices, could be Android or mobile, maybe iOS or Mac or Windows. These days the mobile first or the cloud first world, we never know from where users is coming up. So as a security concern, at the same time we need to be our users to be more productive, to make all these things work in a balance between your security and the productivity. We need to take some kind of controlling decisions, especially when to access for the users by securing our corporate data. At the same time, the user must to be a productive. To do this, actually, Azure Active Directory helps you for the identity management, and you need to have at least Azure AD, uh, separate licensing. I'm going to talk on that in a minute or so. Now let's take it as just the identity. You have all kind of licenses and licensing, or you fulfilled up, then you know how this is going to work. So it's actually the user who's coming from here, or maybe different devices. We're going to actually validate the conditions. When you say conditional access, definitely there would be conditions, but whether it's a part of user, is part of some of the groups or some of the cloud applications, and the device is a complaint or non-complaint, or from which location is used is coming up, all that would be verified, including the security sign-in risk. Maybe if the user is logging from last 30 minutes back, he logged into London, and now all of a sudden he is logging from maybe a US, so which is not possible. So all this things would be taken consideration, and then we would think whether we want to allow as an action or to be block, but we wanted to allow, maybe, but with the multi-factor authentication. So the user must have to validate his or her specific secondary level of authentication. It could be a mobile phone or text message, or could be accepting a call from Microsoft. So that way we would be more securely access. We will enable the users to access securely the required application. So this is very critical in terms of if you look at the scenarios like DOS, that's a denial of services attacks. All that way, if you can configure all such kind of configurations, it would be definitely helpful. And the common scenarios would be in the mobile first, in this mobile first or the cloud first environment. Azure Active Directory really enables the sign in to different options. It provides you to sign in from different devices, or we will allow them to work from anywhere, and we wanted them to be more productive by bringing their own devices. For example, bring your own device or corporate devices over the network, but we wanted to make sure that security would be critical. So we would validate based on the sign-in risk, or maybe it could be a users or user groups. All that would be validated. For example, if I take it more on the sign-in security, so basically what happens is, as your AD is gonna validate whether it's going to be a sign-in risk. For example, how do you restrict the access if a detected sign-in risk indicate a bad actor, or could be getting a stronger evidence that the sign-in was performed by a specific user. What if you doubt and you want to strong enough to even block users from accessing some specific application? Such configurations can be done. And network locations, which we also will be coming up in the next demo, how to create the network locations, where you can specify your IT control departments to create your own network or IP subnets. Such information, or different office locations will have a different network locations, so you can associate if the user coming from this only network location will be allowed. Let's say if a work from user is allowed to configure or do some kind of activities, but he must be within the Europe region. Otherwise, maybe European Union data rights may not allow them to work from maybe US or maybe Asia. So we would validate such kind of configurations can be performed within the conditional access. Let's jump into the more configuration topics within the Microsoft Intune portal.